Well, I'm kind of torn here in terms of like what people want with the channel, because ideally I was hoping the channel could be a good mix of true crime, looking at various fandoms, and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. But I have covered a lot of quote the Scientology, anti-Scientology scene. I'll continue to do so. And you're kind of stuck where even the healthy part of the movement is it's just very small and weak, and that's where we are. So I guess to try to maintain as much cohesiveness and consistency, I'm going to be focusing on the grifter side because that does get views, that gets some engagement, and there we are. But apparently, I'm not being harsh enough. Even when I call Marissa a criminal, I call Nora a liar and a grifter, con artist, and I say DOA has many victims, including female victims, and he almost got one of them. Yeah, they almost died. That's the Ellie controversy with Marilyn. Yeah, remember Marilyn, who is not racist, but aiding and abetting quite a few racists. Marilyn, who says, I speak for the victims, even though one of the victims totally exposed her, revealing emails where she was being laughed at. Yeah, so Marilyn laughed at a female victim that she pretends to care about and is now saying, I'm going to sue Marisha for defamation to liabilities, and then magically says, no, I'm not going to sue anymore because it's nothing to sue about. Yeah, that Marilyn was helping DOA hurt a female victim. But apparently, I'm not being loud enough that DOA is troublesome or Marilyn is fake and phony. I don't know what people want me to invent words. It's pretty clear that the genre here is a grifter sphere. Now, if you want to put DOA at number one, the most evil, and put Knife Order at number 100, he's the most beautiful gay superhero around. That's your choice. I'm just laying things out. If you have issues, dispute the evidence. That's fine. But people are just like, I need you to say DOA is such a monster. Well, no, I'll say he's a monster. That's fine. But what's the reason he's a monster? Well, we need to at least have some reasons. But apparently not. Apparently I'm slow on the uptake here. So, what is the issue? Well, Nora is crying. I only saw part of her video. I'm going to be fair. I'm going to see the rest of it. But it was a hugely heap of mess of lies and excuses and gaslighting. And I don't want to do this because, unlike Nora, I'm not that kind of person. So she says, oh, I've made some mistakes. No. Well, let's just cover two areas. Like DOA having many issues, many victims. Nora was critical of that only a year ago. I'm not joking. A year ago, she was still loyal to Aaron Smith-Levin, right? Aaron Smith-Levin, the major grifter here, but he has a huge channel, has a lot of subscribers. So Nora just bent the knee and sold her soul and attacked DOA with good reason, but it was to help Aaron. But then Aaron backstabbed her, and then she'd be like, "Oh, DOA, oh DOA, it's actually pretty good. We talked on the phone. Everything's good now." Well, do you not care about the female victims anymore? They were not real to you, or they don't exist? Well, apparently they were all magically, they don't exist anymore, guys. That was a mistake. No, no, Nora, like me tripping and having a knee injury, that's a mistake. You can take ownership because you still made a choice. That's an actual mistake. Like, I don't intend to have a knee injury because that's going to be something I'm going to deal with for some time. Like I've been dealing with for months and months. Okay, that's a mistake. No, you intentionally went from one cult to another cult, from the Aaron cult to the DOA cult. And whether they were victimizing, hurting people, stealing stuff, you don't care. You don't care. So that's not a mistake. Okay, second mistake. You and your family, yes, it's the Nora family, it's not just Nora. You and your family were consistently, frequently attacking the Mcclaughrys. And you even tried to gaslight and trick Dana, Rotting Jewels, a few years ago. But good on Dana, she rejected you. So now Dana has also turned to the dark side. And we've dealt with that. We'll deal with more things and receipts. I like how Dana is like, I've been staying silent out of respect. No, Dana, there's no respect here. You're just lying. You're lying to yourself and you're lying to your audience, which is fine. Now, if you think that's compatible with the Bible, please show me what satanic Bible you're reading from, because it's not the real Bible. And I can actually read the original ancient Greek. So please, pull out a passage. We'll go through it, honey. I'll go through it really slow for you, honey, because you're a little slow. But anyway, So Nora did a batch of attacks trying to destroy the Mcclaughrys and their reputation, even though the Mcclaughrys have some of the strongest records and credibility exposing Scientology, in particular OSA. Now, they delve into the secret history of Scientology, the CIA, and a lot of conspiracies. It may be a little too brutal or dark for you guys, but it is a solid attempt to situate Scientology with these other cults, the process, the CIA, the FBI, and this very long, murky history with Germany and the Soviet Union. You may reject the theories, but they're serious attempts. So Nora went after these people because, again, they weren't following the script at that time, which is, again, supporting Aaron and support this very flimsy celebrity style, quote, anti Scientology, which is not really anti Scientology. So Nora's puzzled, like, I don't understand. Why in me and my Lara and Kelly, why aren't we getting tens of thousands of views? It's not really that hard, dummy. I mean, again, she disproved herself really easily. Yeah, you look at Aaron. When he does Tom Cruise videos, he gets thousands and thousands of views easily. He gets less views when he talks about himself. So his own fandom is clearly aware he is a grifter, he's a liar, he's a moron, but they want to pretend, right? So when he does Tom Cruise videos, they can be lulled and say, Aaron, this is good work. You're tying Tom and Serge and the hotels and the children's. Yes. Oh my God, the children's and black people. Oh my God, I'm saving them all. And Tom Cruise is threatening them all. And, that will get him a steady 30, 40, 50,000 views. Now, before he got 150,000 views for those kinds of videos, guys. Now, that decline is not because the quality changed. They're still the same garbage videos, but there is a consistency, and good or bad, that is what the YouTube viewership likes. So Nora's puzzle is not a real puzzle, right? And I'm a realist. Probably very few people care about the Mcclaughrys. Very few people care about DOA's victims. I mean, it is what it is. Statistically, it's probably very few in numbers. And that's not the only bad things Nora has done. And those were not mistakes. Her helping Aaron to victimize women was intentional. Her decision to try to destroy the Mcclaughrys was not a mistake. That was intentional, right? The problem is Nora's dealing with being at the bottom rung of these cults, whether the DOA cult or Aaron cult. So she's a little confused how to present two pictures of herself. One is the anti-cult cult expert, which she's not, and simultaneously embracing DOA and all his insanity and nonsense. And it gets even worse now that DOA is not just raising money, but showing, outright bragging about it, as is Laura. She's literally demanding the peasants feed her and subsidize her. Yes, give me the money. Give us the money. Give me and DOA the monies. We need the monies in Hollywood, guys. Yes, we need it now. So it's going to be a little suspicious for the common person because, good or bad, Aaron has a formula, and good or bad, there is some truth to it that Tom Cruise is bad what he does with the cult. And of course, being, Aaron, he's going to do a lot of lies and rumors and pretend that Grant Cardone and Tom Cruise, are obsessed with him. They're not. But anyway, that is a formula, and it is consistent. Within the boundaries of that cult, it makes a lot of sense. With Nora, she's in a really difficult position because it's not just DOA, it's also Kenny, it's also Dana, it's also a lot of her associates are doing propaganda that makes her inconsistent, right? And I'm just going to go to Dana 2 seconds. Dana, whether it's an old association, you did it. Same thing with Knife Order. Whether you were in the KKK for a couple of weeks or you did that. That's on the record. Now, if you want to wipe it away or excuse it away or say, I don't care about you're free not to care. It happened. That's a contradiction with your, I'm really taking on Scientology and the cults. No, you're not. You're fully embracing the Nora cult, right? At least Knife Order was more consistent. He said, SPTV, Nora, they're all a bunch of idiots. He didn't like any of them. He didn't have favorites. Now he does. Now he's siding with Marilyn. At least for a while, Knife Order had way more consistency. But these things still happen. So it is not even the drama. It is not Tom Cruise. The reason Nora is suffering is that her own fan base is confused. Like one day, you're saying, Aaron's a narcissistic abuser. He's evil. Next day, Zero Tony, evil. He doesn't like rotting jewels. He's evil. He's a man. I'm a feminist. Okay, got it. And then even Knife Order. Knife Order. Oh, you need to go after Zero Dark Tony now. Yeah, he's a grifter. You better do it now. And the coward she is, when Knife Order clapped back, she's making that video available if you're going to pay a price for it. It was free before, but now it's, right, you got to pay for it. Why? because she can't fight her own battle. So people are a little confused. You're like, okay, wait. I get it. Okay, Aaron, right, right, narcissistic. Okay, DOA, narcissistic. Got it. Knife Forward is many things. I don't think he's narcissistic. I think he's a sociopath. But Knife Forward is not a narcissist. Although he's going down that path too. Okay, we get it. Strong feminist woman, but you're hooked up with DOA. You embrace Kenny, and you embrace rotting Jules. For a while, even Dana was anti-feminist, but now she's pulling the woman card. And Kenny and Dana got into a huge back and forth where Kenny accused Dana of harming children. And Dana's like, you don't get it. I was actually helping. I was helping Streets help the children's. And then it brings up another problem because Dana's connected to Streets LA. But mildly, Streets LA has terrorized many women. Now, you may enjoy that. You may say that's great content, but that's a fact. With that one, Nora's like, I don't want to say anything about Streets. He's he's a beautiful black man. She doesn't like what he's doing. He doesn't really care. So people are like, well, wait a minute. So with Knife Forwarder, with Aaron, with ZDT, so on and so forth, you're a really angry feminist woke woman, but then 2 seconds later, you're working with anti-woke people. You're even working with anti-feminists. And when they abuse women, when they abuse victims, like Dana's doing now, she's apparently going to make the Mcclaughrys. They're being fair game now. She's openly declaring she's going to fair game the Mcclaughrys. Does Nora step in and try to protect them or apologize? No. No, that's fine. Or what about Alonzo? His blog is under attack from one of her friends. Explicitly, one of her friends. Is she going to stand up for him? Stand up for free speech? No, she's not going to do that. So DOA striking channels, like the DOS channel, striking the Dan, she going to stop that? No, I don't, that doesn't exist. Laura's beautiful. She's beautiful and gay. She's a victim, guys. Support her. Yes, we should support the woman who was friends with Danny Masterson, because that makes a lot of sense, and subsidize her Hollywood lifestyle to hang out with Surges doing nothing. It just don't add up. I mean, that's the problem, is the lack of consistency. So they like her hate videos, right, with Aaron, even with Knife Order, even with ZDT, but the problem is those views will get a limit because, even her smooth brain audience are like, wait a minute, you're calling out Knife Order, you're calling out ZDT, you call out Aaron. We get it, you're woke, pro-feminist, pro-women, so the women get a free pass, yada, yada, yada. So, any problems with Kelly? No, not gonna. Any problems with Lara? No, okay, fine, that's her bias. We all have biases. But DOA is not a woman. He's not gay. So you are embracing him because, oh, the money. So, but then she's also, guys, I hate capitalism so much. So it's all these things are making it hard to believe the message, right? So the real problem here is she needs to work on her message, get a consistent message, stick to that message, and there you go. I agree with her that it's alarming that Aaron gets as many views as he does, but it's dropped a lot because people with credibility have really done good criticisms. Maybe Nora can have those good criticisms if she apologizes correctly and really reforms. But I don't hold any, I'm not going to hold my breath she's going to do that, but that would be a path forward if she wants to really grow. But she doesn't want to do that, so she's stuck. And, she's responsible for that. Not me, not the Mcclaughrys, not Alonzo, and not even, frankly, Dana. Her. She made this bed. She's got to sleep in it.